So now let's talk about the second law of thermodynamics. In a previous video, we had discussed about heat engines. So the second law of thermodynamics tells us about the efficiency or limitations of a heat engine. Now, actually, if you look closely at the second law of thermodynamics, the second law of thermodynamics gives a fundamental limitation to the efficiency of a heat engine and the coefficient of performance of a refrigerator. Now we know how refrigerators work. As we have discussed in our previous videos about heat engines and refrigerators. So for a refrigerator, the second law says that the coefficient of performance can never be infinite. That says performance can never be infinite. Nor if you talk about heat engines, efficiency can never be equal to 1. So according to the second law, two statements was given by two different scientists. Let's look at the second law of thermodynamics by Kelvin and Planck statement. This is Kelvin and Planck statement. So let's understand the statement. The definition of the statement or the words that they used to describe the statement was: no process is possible whose sole result is the absorption of heat. That is this is process Q1 and this is process Q2. So if the system's sole purpose is for absorption of heat, then it is given that no process is possible whose sole result is the absorption of heat from a reservoir and the complete conversion of heat into work. That is, when we supply a heat energy because of the temperature difference T1 and T2, then in between a work is being done. So this is not possible. That is, Q1 cannot be totally converted into W. Q1, that is heat supplied, cannot be totally equal to the work done. So this is what Kelvin and Planck has given in that statement. Now, what about Clausius' statement? He says that Clausius' statement, what does he say? Let's have a look. In his statement, he states that no process is possible whose sole result is the transfer of heat from a colder object to a hotter object. Now, if there is a cold object and there is a hot object, so there is no such possibility where the transfer of heat. So a transfer of heat from the cold to the hot is never possible. It's never possible. This is what Clausius' statement tells us about. And this is what the second law is all about. So I urge the students to look into the heat engine and refrigeration in order to have a clear picture of what is the second law and what are the two statements actually talking about.